I was in the season 3 finale episode of Barry, which was so much fun.
What's the key to like a convincing but safe stair fall?
Oh man, it depends on how you're going down the stairs, and like what the costume is. Some people aren't allowed to wear padding because they have tiny, tiny, tiny costumes that barely cover anything.
Ow. I just need to say Stunts needs an Oscar already. Let's do it.
Hey, quick question before we get started. Would you like to win a free piece of clothing from Snowman Films and a 30-minute chat about your creative journey with me? I know that I would love to connect with you, and I know that I would have loved to talk with somebody who had experienced a similar path when I was getting started. So let's make it happen. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to the Conversations with Creators podcast, rate and review, and share it in just 5 easy steps. First, write a review on your preferred podcasting platform and rate it. 5 stars for good karma. Then, screenshot your review and share it on social media, tagging Snowman Films. Each month, I'll select one random winner to receive a free piece of clothing from our store and a 30-minute virtual coaching call with me. Again, subscribe, write a review, rate the show, screenshot that review, share it on social media, tagging Snowman Films, and get entered into a drawing for that one-on-one virtual session with me and some free swag. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave me a review. I really appreciate you, and I'm excited to see you in our one-on-one virtual call soon. Now, let's dive into today's episode. So the big question is this: how are creators like us, who aren't built for the 9-to-5, for the people who put their passion before them being comfortable, how do we turn that passion into a living that pays the bills and a life that we love? That is the question. This podcast will give you the answers. My name is Noah Mittman, and welcome to Conversations with Creators.
All right, here we go. Do my whole fucking intro and stuff. I'm leaving it in. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Creators. My guest today is a stunt woman. Do the royal wave. A clothing designer, an actress, a director. You do a lot of stuff. It's the talented Talyn Edelson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm all official.
I do not like directing.
Ah.
Yeah, just being very transparent.
No, that's actually great. Good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, because you've definitely like been putting out some projects.
I know. Yeah, I enjoy writing and producing, but everyone's like, why don't you direct some of your own projects? It's like, hell no, that's for an actual director. I have no interest in ever directing anything. I love
knowing that is good though, right?
Yeah.
That self-awareness. Like a big like self-aware thing that I had to realize is I am less of a CEO and more of a creator. And it took me trying to do the management thing when Snowman was kind of growing in 2018, 2019, to realize that I was totally shit at it and I should let somebody else like handle the numbers and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, since we last talked, the apparel design that I was doing, I have since shut down as well because I was taking time and energy away. So everything you introduced me as is now wrong. Like,
and a couple of the questions that I had planned. So villainy is dead?
No, but I just pressed pause and I made the apparel section password protected, so that I can only give it out to people that I'm working with on film projects. But I found that, I did some introspective work. I was like hoping that I had time where it wouldn't take time and energy away from my performing career, which is my number one. Always will be. I love performing.
It's when you're best at.
Thank you. And it makes me so happy. So everything that I was doing that was supplemental to that when I was like upset, I found making the clothing design. First of all, it wasn't making me much money at all.
Yeah.
It was taking time and energy away from me being able to spend more time and energy toward film. And I was like, if I want to open more performing opportunities for myself and all the beautiful people that I'm surrounded by, I'd rather put my efforts into developing scripts and putting people together to film.
Yeah.
So like, why am I even making t-shirts and putting the time and energy into that at all right now? I love. And then if it's meant to be and I'm generating enough income from that, then I can hire someone else to work on that. Have the whole business infrastructure set up and like coded and everything. I was like, I can always just press pause on that and let someone else handle it later. But right now, I'm going to focus more on film. So
No, I think that's super smart. Well, and that was funny because like we've had conversations in the past where like I have everything for my clothing line automated, and I'm not printing it myself, which you were, which I was like, holy shit, way to put the extra effort in, but like I can't. There's no way that I'd have to buy equipment, and you were doing it anyway. It's I get it. It's a lot of work.
yeah, yeah, yours being hands off is definitely very
More doable.
giving you time, more doable with your own career as well.
It just costs $30 a month to keep the store open, and other than that, yeah, it's really simple. Like, I mean, again, sales are slow, but like that's how it starts out.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. Oh, sorry.
And I'm loving seeing that. So I see them pop up in random like videos from like really cool creative professionals all over the place now. So
Yeah, I know. That was so my reach out was working, and that's what I've kind of taken a pause on is the reach out for the clothing stuff. I'm doing more of a reach out. I will get again. I think you said it right, like hitting pause on stuff. You're never like done with it. It's just, it's kind of the ADHD brain for me is like, which fun project am I bouncing around to right now?
yeah.
But again, work stuff that's actually making money and like keeping me alive and keeping the family alive always comes first.
Absolutely. And you do a great job at it. So thanks for the inspiration.
Oh yeah, thank you. So we've known each other a long, long time. Jesus, I mean, more than 10 years.
Oh yeah.
15?
Probably longer.
I've been longer. And you've always been the stunt lady. I'm actually interested. I don't know what made you fall in love with stunts to start with.
Oh, well, my dad and I got our black belts together when I was younger, and he stuck me in martial arts when I was 7. And I did like, as a kid, I just only remember doing a ton of activities. And I remember doing martial arts, dance, sports. I was in basketball and cheerleading and played club soccer. I played all kinds of stuff and did track and always also since age 7 did theater and musical theater consistently throughout the end of university. So I always loved acting, and that was like, musicals, black box theater, proscenium stages, all different kinds of productions. So, and I always loved film and like making stupid little videos with some of my girlfriends that are now, thank God, they're private on YouTube because they're just absurd.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to keep them. Like, even if it's not out there, it's yeah. I lost one of my first. I was in Belasco Theater Company, so also in musical theater in high school, and I made a like behind the scenes ridiculous movie when we were doing Fiddler on the Roof, and it was on the home computer, and then the computer blue screened to death, and I lost it. I lost like one of my first ever edits, and it still haunts me because I still have some of the footage from it, but I was just like, you can't recapture. So at least you have your stuff.
Not all of it. It is funny how we develop some weird attachment to things that we've lost too, because like I still have like a LaCie hard drive from college that I had everything on.
Yeah.
And I've taken it to everyone. Can't get anything back from it. It's like completely gone, but I kept it around. I was even like, how can I keep it alive in my mind? I was like, can I take the circuit board out and make like a Godzilla city and like anything?
Make it into art. Just yeah. We have a hard drive down right now that has a couple of years of family trips and stuff on it, which I am praying we can get back. We've just been too broke to take it anywhere as of right now.
Yeah, they charge you so much for that.
Fingers crossed. Okay, so yeah, so you were you're always into kind of physical stuff. Was there like a movie that you saw or like a moment where you're like, oh my God, stunts is the thing that I want to do?
I didn't even realize stunts existed. I mean, I had favorite movies, and I always loved acting, but I'd never even heard about stunts. They're always kind of the unsung heroes. So as a kid, I didn't even know what stunts were. I didn't know that was a separate job. So
Yeah.
We never talked about. And I really loved like Kate Beckinsale and Underworld Evolution. I was like in love with her character. She was like one of my favorites.
One of the most badass.
action. Yes.
She's still incredible, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
Jesus.
superstar.
Yeah.
And she's so gorgeous. But I found out what stunts were because one of the girls in my theater class in 10th grade, her dad was a stuntman.
Nice.
He came to one of our productions and was like, "You should do stunts." And I was like, "What is that?" And then he told me what they were. In 10th grade, this man, Lloyd Caldwell, who was also an acting professor at Oklahoma State University. And he like, I was like, I have to do it. Like, there's nothing else I want to do now, other than like, I just want to do like stunts and action acting and perform. So I love performing. I've always loved acting. But the movement element was so great to me as well. So I was very excited to be set on that path. And then ever since, I was like, cool, an excuse to do more martial arts, which I love. That brings me genuine joy. Martial arts is like my bread and butter and my happy place. So
yeah,
that for work and acting at the same time.
You have a good career when you're like, every day you're like, I get to do this. You're gonna pay me, and I get to do this.
Yeah, next
so
week,
cool.
A series that I just booked, and I'm so excited about it. But it's so funny because when people ask what my job is, I'm like, usually I'm killing or getting killed. What?
Killing or getting killed? Because from the first part of that, you're like, are you an assassin or getting killed? You're like, no, definitely not. Although you have the skills of the assassin.
Yes.
What's your career?
In my career, the more they let me be the killer and not always have to die.
That's nice. That's the promotion, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what's the biggest job you've had so far? And kind of what did you learn on it, from it, and with the experience?
Well, regarding it depends on how you define biggest, right? Like the ones that are well known, probably like some of the TV shows. Like I got to do Barry. I was in the season 3 finale episode of Barry, which was so much fun. Sarah Goldberg, such a legend. She's one of the most talented actresses I've ever met in my life, and so kind and wonderful. But holy mackerel, she's amazing.
Did you get to meet Bill Hader?
Oh yeah.
So cool.
I was thinking of the pancake guy because, like, before I even knew who he was, I remember I was with a friend at some breakfast spot many years ago, and they were geeking out because we were at the table next to him and he was eating pancakes, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, should I care? Like, they were like, oh, I still need it. So I was like, okay, that pancake guy. And then it was so surreal working for him on set because I just like still always thought of him as this like pancake guy. And
that is the most unique perspective of working with Bill Hader. Like, he's obviously SNL legend, but just like, pancake guy. Hey, I remember you.
I wanted to tell him so bad, but he was directing that episode. It was the finale. The whole thing was so dark. There was all this like death and killing, and like it was so fun because like, there was a moment where I got to get down. Okay, so there was a moment at the end where I was like down on my knees after this like death had happened, and she'd stabbed this guy in the head with a pencil or something. I can't even remember what it was. Something went through his face. It's funny, I get so many of the weapons from so many different projects mixed together. I'm like, whatever that weapon was.
It had a pointy end on it.
Had a pointy end. And there was a moment where like I was there and Sarah was the one doing her role, but they had to pull her back for something, and they were like setting up the frame and everything. So like, oh, I'm happy to always stand in when I'm doing stunts and like help out to set up the shot to save time. So I'm like down there. Bill Hader has like my hands in his hands, and he's like all serious for the scene. And the whole time it was so hard for me not to just be like telling him the pancake guy story. And I'm like, it's not the time.
Yeah, because he was in like a deep emotional place, and you don't want to pull him out of it.
I know. And there was definitely to say anything because he was like in it, he was like directing and starring in this finale episode, and it was all
much pressure.
Bad.
Yeah.
Dark. And I was like, why don't I want to say this? but it's not the right tone.
See, that's you being professional. That's good. That's good. Hopefully he sees this.
Oh man, but yeah, one day I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna get to Tommy's pancake guy, and the whole time, even through all like the dark, heavy episode, and I was like trying to stay, I was just laughing inside.
You should have offered him a plate of pancakes at some point. Be like, hey, you want some pancakes?
Watch him now be like, I'm gluten free.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's, and then the I guess my longest one was I got to work a few weeks and then do a couple weeks of rehearsals too for this feature film called Me You Madness. There's this really lovely actress, Louise Linton, who I got to stunt double, and I had so much fun with that one. Melissa Tracy stunt coordinated it, but it was really cool because you got to play with so many different kinds of weapons, and also Ed Westwick starred in it opposite her, who was pretty great. And he was actually one of my favorite actors, and I loved him in Gossip Girl. But it was so funny because I have terrible recognizability with people. And for the first 24 hours after I rehearsed with him, literally, I had him in a chokehold. I had him here, like looking down at his face, murdering him, or like trying to for the movie. And then I was like, this guy looks so familiar. I had not a clue. And it took like a full day. And then it just clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I've literally watched him starring in multiple seasons of something I really liked. I'm just so slow.
Yeah. I love that that's so like stunt world is like the first time you meet somebody, even if they're like famous or not, you're just like, hey, come here, I'm gonna choke you out real fast. Good to meet you.
My brain doesn't even go to like, who is this? My ADD score brain. I was like, this is the perfect position for a noogie. Like, so the whole time I'm just like holding my antics back. Like,
hair and makeup be like, no.
oh my god, that was so much fun because we got so much time to like play.
Yeah.
And do all these fight scenes, which is so funny because on the day when we filmed, the biggest fight, they changed the weapon, they changed all the choreography, they cut a lot of the choreography, and pretty much everything we're rehearsed for that happened because we ran out of time. And when they run out of time, they cut the action because they need the dialogue.
Right, the dialogue moves the story forward. Man, that's actually interesting. So a lot of probably famous fight scenes would even be longer if they were on schedule.
Yeah, there was this fight. Oh man, I signed an NDA, but I feel like I'm allowed to talk about it because the director posted it on his Instagram.
Yeah,
so
fine.
I feel like that makes it.
Yeah.
But
and also the size of this audience at right now, you'll be okay. It's growing. I love everyone, and we're gonna get there. But for right now, it's no, you're good.
Director Josh Stolberg, who is so great. Oh my god, such a pleasure to work with. Holy mackerel. Who does horror films, specifically like from the Saw franchise are probably the most notable ones people have heard of, but he's fantastic. And we're working on a film called Skill House. Also they gave the dopest rap gift. Oh my god. But we were working on Skill House, I guess the end of last year or like beginning of this year. And we had a really fun fight scene for that too. And I was so excited for it because it was like all this blood on a white marble staircase. And it was going to look so epic.
That's sick.
Like a ton of weapons. And I was so excited to be stunt doubling on that and doing this like big fight scene. But then, unfortunately, we ran out of time and didn't get to finish the whole fight because we're limited by daylight.
Yeah.
So, if you have
sun
comes up, you can't do anything about it. That's what it is. So yeah. I don't think that's gonna. It's always one thing to like have like an epic fight scene you're really looking forward to, and then be like, shit, just
yeah.
But
that's something that the stunt men react on YouTube. That show they talk about is the importance of filming rehearsals because it may not make the cut. So like the work that you were doing might be lost because it got cut. And like when it comes out, it's obviously okay to like, do other stuff. So you could actually put out the stuff once the NDA is done. That's something that I heard is classic. Like, yeah, make sure you get somebody to film the rehearsal so you at least have what you have in case it doesn't make the cut.
Oh my God, you just reminded me I need to watch one of the most recent things that came out. It came out like a week or two ago. I haven't seen it yet, but it's I stunted with Bailey Madison.
Nice.
She's like a really great actress. She's like Pretty Little Liars and stuff. And that was one of the most fun sets I've ever worked on because it was just a total joy, honestly. Noel Stewart coordinated that one, and it was just such a whole pleasure. Like the crew and the director and the stars of it were just all in such good spirits, even though it was super dark and we all had a really great time. We were just backstage like dancing to stupid little, like I posted some BTS on my Instagram, but we're just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then like
because most people who work on film sets are a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Me included. We're all kids.
Hopefully. You like
yeah.
With you. It's like go find out. But yeah. Anyway, so I am excited to watch that project and see what they included. Because sometimes they include my stuff and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a reflection of me. It just is what it is. Like
it's all in the cut. It's all about the story. Yeah, totally. What's the key to like a convincing but safe stair fall?
Oh man, it depends on how you're going down the stairs, and like what the costume is. Some people aren't allowed to wear padding because they have tiny, tiny, tiny costumes that barely cover anything.
Ow. Yeah, right. Women, yeah.
My last stair fall, I got to wear padding. So I wore my Dainese gator back. It's like an Italian motorcycle company. It has a really nice gator back I put on underneath my shirt and stuff. And then there are these little gel polymer inserts that, in like basic knee and elbow pads. And if you get some double stick tape, you can kind of like pad up your little gel polymer inserts wherever you need them. So that's kind of lovely, being able to
pad up
when you have a proper costume on. But sometimes that changes. One time I showed up to set for a film called Detain that hasn't come out yet. And originally they were like, you're going to be in flannels. When I show up and the shirt is literally the shape of a butterfly. It's like wings and like shoestrings. That was it. And then this totally unnecessary, like tiny tail about this big that just goes over and stops right above my belly button. And I was like, that is not a flannel. It's fun. It was very cute and like it was safe and wonderful and it was really adorable, but like
it doesn't count. It doesn't count as a flannel.
They say it's going to be originally usually.
So actually, that's a good thing. So like is it just you have to take the hit if there's not enough, if the costume's little, or obviously that more technique comes into it with that, right?
Well, yeah. But luckily that's why we go to the gym and train. Like we have really easy access to facilities like Joining All Movement here in Los Angeles where I live. And, since 2009 now, I've been practicing recs. So I feel very safe easily dispersing my body weight when I hit the ground and roll a lot of things. And like, damn, that's been tested, not even by stunts. Like I had a motorcycle wreck and like my dog ran in front of me and stopped when I was skateboarding, and I was wearing no padding and shorts, whatever. And I had to bail. And like moments like that, where you're like, oh, wow, this
really works.
Dive roll. And it really works. Like stunts saves lives because if you train that and you get stuck in an actual sticky situation, your body just kind of goes into the mode. And so yeah, just I've actually never been hurt doing stunts, which is cool.
That's awesome.
My only injuries have really been from like rogue women and vans. My only substantial injuries. I mean, it's like chicks not paying attention to shit and
yeah. No, that's good. It's funny. Like I years ago. Oh, sorry. Go for it. Your audio cut out.
Oh, I'm sure men do it too. I'm just saying in my specific instances, it was women like 3 times.
Listen, all you can say is the facts. I remember when I was a teenager and I had like just learned, I was like watching parkour on YouTube and that was it. I hadn't taken a single class, but I like learned how to roll. I was bombing down a hill on my bike and tried to like navigate like an intersection, like concrete thing that kind of goes in, and it didn't really work. So I bailed the bike and I rolled out and I stood up and I was like, whoa, I'm fine. Okay, that was cool. And then nobody was around me. I was just like high-fiving myself.
Yes. A really feel-good moment, though. It gives you a lot of faith, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like, this life skills. All right, there we go.
Oh my God, sorry, I'm so ADD. But yes, training, doing it that 1,000 times in the gym to practice like a safe, cushy floor, like spring floor mats and everything really gives me the with the Bailey Madison movie, for example, I took my own cast off my thumb. I got my thumb kicked off. Like the bone actually snapped off from the other part.
You like literally got your thumb kicked off.
Actually kicked off.
I said you hadn't been injured from stunts.
It wasn't from stunts. It was just from like martial arts training with the kick paddle. And I was just in there and like a friend was just doing reps. And I should have like moved my hands out of the way, but like, you know.
So the record is clean. We're good.
And so my stuff. And then I actually cut my own cast off a week early to be able to go work on that job because I knew that I was going to be safe falling to the concrete. I was getting clocked in the back of the head over and over by this like police baton and having to go down to my stomach to the concrete. But I was like, I totally trusted myself to not land on my thumb at all or like do any more damage. And it turned out exactly like I thought it was going to.
That's awesome. I can't get the image of you ripping off, like you cutting off the cast, like the Dwayne Johnson in Fast and Furious. And you just like, let me take this cast off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you got to see the scene. It's hilarious. He's like, Daddy's got to go to work. He just like tears his own cast off.
I need to see that. Do you remember which one it's in?
Oh God, it's one of the later ones. I want to say it's like 7 or 8.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's so funny. It was just, you're sitting there, you're just like, yes, this is why I'm here. I have a beer and popcorn and we're having a good time.
Nice. But yeah.
What,
reps. Get the reps in. Reps are super important.
reps in. Have you experienced any, like, I know in bigger budget stuff that they'll like pad, like they'll make the stairs out of foam, or like I know in what was it, like Mission Impossible, they had the Henry Cavill bathroom fight. They had a bunch of like soft looking stuff. They had soft stuff that looked hard. Have you experienced any of that?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, not with stairs, but with when I did Amazon's Them show, they had a wall that looked like tile, but it was foam. There was a ceramic sink and like metal hardware and dangerous objects around, like in my face, and like the glass that they slammed my face into, like all of that was real. But they did have a foam wall that they originally threw my face into before I was supposed to fake smashing my face on the ceramic and the glass and the whatever. So I did appreciate that there was a foam wall there.
Was that? I'm just thinking because I just saw your stunt reel. Is that made your reel, right? That was there was like some blood splatter on it.
Yeah, they like hit my face into the wall and then the ceramic sink, and then they threw me around into the glass, and you see it like smear down. But that was super fun. But yeah,
that was rowdy.
foam.
The wall was foam. There you go.
And then actually another movie that hasn't come out yet. I got my face. I don't remember if I got like pistol whipped or like shot, and then my head hit down into this bench, but they made a wooden bench out of foam on the top bit. That being said, underneath the foam was this thick, but like it's a full person's body weight, aka me, going down on it. And I so appreciate the foam bench, but like I had to really take into consideration that there were 2 points in that foam, not very far apart from each other, that were like steel beams that were like would impale my so I couldn't like go down super hard where those edges were. And that's something you also have to be conscious of. Like you don't just think about like, oh, the whole top part of this is foam.
Where does
it
end?
Where does it end? Like I have to go still, like on the day I still have to go between these marks or I can really get fucked up.
That's wild. It's like the thought is there, but it's not just free reign to just throw yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have to hit a mark between two steel things, or it's not gonna go with.
or else we're in concussion town.
Yeah, but it turned out fine. Like, luckily, everything I was like hit the mark, and it was fine, and it looked great. Great.
Awesome.
So I could go harder into it. Hell yeah.
It's like parameters of what you're able to do, and where you're able to go hard. So at least, I mean, yeah, it sounds like it worked. It sounds like you were able to go a little bit harder, just still aiming.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Nice. What gets you excited about, actually, how much of, I think more for personal projects, you obviously do a lot of choreographing when you're kind of with a partner, but like what gets you excited for choreographing or performing a fight scene? Like what specific parts really make you excited?
It's just the flow of it. It's just such a dance. So it's really fun when you can have a partner that also gets passionate about it. Because I mean, for me, I want to do it like all day, honestly. Like, I want to just do the same fight scene a million times. And I get so, not envious, but like in awe of people like at 8711, you know, they just get so much time to just make these super epic sequences, but they just get rehearsal for ages. Yeah. And we get to go over the same thing over and over. Most people would hate that, right? But I love the thought of just like really finessing sequences and having time to like rehearse and do choreo repetitively until we nail it.
Yeah. You know? I mean, I think that's part of why 8711 is so fucking good, is their movies are just next level because they get all that rehearsal. They really, it's the coordinators becoming directors, so they understand what needs to go into it to make just a badass action scene.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it over and over, but I haven't particularly been able to have the luxury of having extensive time to like, rehearse as much as I want to. I don't know that they even get that, to be honest, especially now. But that's the dream, right? For me anyway. Is the part that I love, the part that I'm passionate about is just finessing it and making it like a dance and doing that choreo until you have it perfect.
Absolutely. And then it, it just saves so much time on the day and nobody gets hurt and it's all the good things.
I really hope I get to do that. It's just so fun. I loved watching So You Think You Can Dance when I was a little girl. And the partner dances, I just always used to geek out over. And that's like choreography. It's just like the flow and the dance of it all.
It's all a dance, 100%.
Healthy energy exchange and like a controlled environment where you're getting to put a character behind it and perform and like create with this team for this whole beautiful film. And it's I just really get a kick out of it being a different genre or character or different weapons you play with. It's like the versatility of it all that really grabs me and kind of satisfies my ADHD brain.
No, it's super fun. It sounds like, obviously, especially in stunts, every day is a new day, and there's not, it's maybe the most opposite of a cubicle job you can possibly have.
Yeah.
It's all physical. It's all.
There's nothing.
No. Yeah.
If I'm not performing, I can't imagine being happy in my life doing anything else.
There you go.
This is a backup. I'm like, I can't even imagine backup.
Yeah.
Like I guess I'll be hit by a bus. Like, not on.
It's okay. I've tried to do the backup plan a couple of times, and just by like applying to jobs, and I think there's a reason why I keep getting denied, because it's just, they're like, the universe is like, you know what you need to do. I'm like, it's hard. They're like, yeah, keep doing it. Shut up.
I love it though. And like, I don't know if I'll be successful at it and continue to be successful, or like be more successful or achieve my long list of goals that I haven't achieved yet in the performing world. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity to keep trying at it.
Absolutely. Hey there, fellow creatives.
Conversations with Creators dives deep into the minds of successful filmmakers, artists, musicians, and all-around awesome people. We are looking for some kick-ass sponsors to help us keep this show on the road. If you want to reach a tribe of dedicated listeners who are just as passionate about creating as you are, then look no further. Our audience is full of people who appreciate a good laugh and are always on the lookout for new ways to fuel their creativity. So, let's team up and create some magic together. We'll work with you to make sure that your brand is showcased in the best light possible. And who knows, maybe we'll even become lifelong friends. Just imagine, years from now, we'll be reminiscing about the good old days when we first teamed up to take the world by storm. Send us an email at noah@snowmanfilms.net to say hey and get the ball rolling. Now back to the episode.
What, speaking of kind of 8711 with the John Wick franchise, how obviously it's kind of a new era of action films and it really lets the stunts shine. How do you see kind of the industry evolving with films those films and films like it having success and being given the spotlight? How do you see the stunt industry evolving around that?
Around there being more action films?
Just like better made action films. Like, with the John Wick thing, with the coordinators becoming directors.
Wow, okay. Damn, I don't know. It's really interesting seeing how people put their own creative spin on things. When you say that, my mind immediately goes to a lot of the old OG fight films because I still have so much respect for the old school, like especially Hong Kong cinema fight scenes where you get to see everyone do their fights from like a super wide, and they nail choreo for minutes, which is so long, and like all the hits read, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It takes so much skill. So versus like the John Wick style, there's a lot of like cutting between things, and it's just filmed in a much more cinematic way, I think. But they also have a lot of one-ers where, for the people that aren't familiar with like filming, the one-ers are where you start a shot and it's like a long continuous shot before they cut to the next shot. So I know, for example, Extraction 2 that's coming out that Sam Hargrave directed, a lot of people were really impressed with Extraction 1. He really, he would like strap himself to the top of a car and be like, in the
putting him, like right there, like almost getting crushed. By the way, the trailer for Extraction 2 is fucking crazy.
Well, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I heard
it's a oneer. It's a oneer, and literally, like, Chris Hemsworth gets like his arm on fire for a little bit and like puts it. It's like it's like a jail brawl, like riot scene. You have to see it. It's insane.
I heard yesterday, I haven't fact-checked this, but I heard yesterday they're going to have like a 13-minute fight oneer.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So like if that's true, I'm really excited to see that. But
because Extraction 1 was madness. I'm so excited for where stunts are heading. Like, and for you, I mean, I guess there's so much more work opportunity too, with like it being action really being at the forefront, and like these incredible movies coming out that are really doing things that we haven't seen in a while for stunts.
Yeah. Thankfully, I feel like stunt people are getting a little more attention and respect for their craft, and people are realizing how much time and energy and effort they put into it. It's not just about the choreography. It's about like this person's probably been doing that for many years so that they can do it safely and keep themselves safe, keep everyone else around them safe, like not break things. There's a lot of responsibility there that people don't take into account, and a lot of preparation and training and trust. So
yeah.
Every stunt job that I get, I'm like super, super grateful for, and also still shocked every time I get a job. I have like kind of a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, do I deserve this? Like,
it's okay. I do too. Whenever it's slow, I'm like, I'm never working again. Oh God. And then I'm like, all right, okay. And then the next month I'm busy and I don't think about it. And then when the work goes away, I'm like, oh God, I'm never working again.
Yeah, literally every time I rap, I'm like, that could be the last one.
I think it's so funny how universal that is. Even like these, legendary, like the biggest thing I think of is like actors, like, incredible Oscar-winning actors will think that they're never working again because the phone doesn't ring for like a month.
Yeah.
But you are working again, and you're doing fine, and so am I, and we're okay, and everything's okay.
Gotta keep the faith, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited to see the Continental. I know they had an epic like cast and crew on the Continental, so I'm super stoked to see that.
Yeah. By the way, I just need to say, Stunts needs an Oscar already. Let's do it. Even just for, the bringing spotlight to the work is, I think, the main thing. Like because like the masses watches the Oscars. Did they televise the Tourist Stunt Awards?
It's so funny. I did a film, and sorry, this is a little tangential. I did a film, and the actress, the lead actress, didn't want to say she had a stunt double. So I added my IMDb Pro credit as her stunt double, and she literally removed it. And then I was like, I wonder if I add myself as a stunt performer instead of her stunt double, if they'll remove it again. And they left it.
So it was just the credit for her that she was, what the fuck?
Some of the actresses just don't want to be known as like having a stunt double. To be fair, she had really beautiful movement, and she's very skilled and talented. And I understand.
That's just insane to me, to like meet somebody and work with them and then be like, no, I did all of it.
Yeah. I'm like, just because I stunt doubled you on like some stuff does not mean I did all of your stuff. And like, it seemed a little entitled and pretentious to me.
100%.
For her to pretend like she didn't have a stunt double at all, because I still did some stuff, and that's why they brought me there, and that's what I got paid for, and that was my credit. So if you
it doesn't seem like it. It is.
It is. Even if I went there and I didn't do anything, that's still what I was hired as.
Yeah.
Brought me there, and I still deserve that credit. You know what I mean?
She's kind of screwing over your career because the credits are part of what you need to get more credits.
And there's so many things that, like stunt performers will throw down with like choreography too. Like sometimes we'll have a really great coordinator that'll allow us to like give input on our own bike choreography, which is so much fun.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's more of a collaboration. Sometimes you go in and the stunt coordinator's like, okay, this is the fight, learn it. And then other times you're like, okay, let's make this up together and make it a collaboration. And I love both of those, honestly. Like I feel I'm happy and grateful for both of those ways. But on this one in particular, I was so stoked because I got to like help with the choreography too. And this girl has, she's very great at movement and skilled as an athlete as well. But she even used like some of the moves that I threw in for choreography to highlight that. And I was like, I can't believe that people still pretend like they don't have a stunt double.
Yeah.
It's so...
oh my God, I'm so excited to get to do this. Here we go. Tell me her name and I'll bleep it out.
No!
Two Bears, One Cave does it all the time.
Yeah, but I think Wait, what does?
Two Bears... Okay, so it's probably one of my favorite podcasts is two comedians, and they talk shit about other comedians sometimes, and they'll just bleep out the names. They'll just beep.
I want to so bad, but I want to. Just can't. Anyway, the moral of the story is...
Almost got you.
Don't do that. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
If you have a stunt double, like, no one's assuming that stunt double did like every single part of your action. And, that stunt performer is probably going to be like, hey, that actress that I really looked up to that I thought was super cool and had great, beautiful movement, was a great athlete, like did a really great job. And like, I'm not going to claim that I did all of her shit. I might have just done like a couple things.
Yeah.
But, like,
that's your job.
Title, I exist. I was there. I put in work.
If it was any other profession, it would be completely insane. Like think of, like, you have the graphic design background. So like think about somebody hires you to make a logo for them, and then that's basically them going, putting out to the world, oh my God, look at this amazing logo I made. And you're like, what? No, you didn't. That's insane. That's insanity. Anyway, all right. So hold on. So after we'll get out of the negative.
Negative. It's just an observation and calling attention to, like
yeah.
that.
Give credit where credit is due, motherfuckers.
I really like the people. I do. It's just like, come on, get over yourself.
Exactly. So on the performance side, how important is it to have acting chops in the world of stunts?
Well, I really loved that my career has evolved into this really fun thing where before, when I first moved here, there was this big stigma, like you can't say you've ever done acting or like acting or interested in acting because then people are not going to take you seriously for stunts. And it's this big taboo. Oh, well, if you mention at all that you like acting or you do acting, they're going to be like, oh, they don't take stunts seriously, or they're not as good, or they don't really love it, or they're just an actress trying to like pretend like they're great and like get in on extra stuff, and like no one's going to hire you. And now, thank God, I like literally had to intentionally ignore acting, even though I'd done that my entire life without any breaks until I moved here. I had to pretend like that huge, like, part of my life didn't even exist. And just because it's like high school here and people would talk smack on me.
Yeah.
So now it's been super cool because the last few years it's evolved into this accepted thing. So now people are like not only accepted if they like acting and enjoy acting and have a background in acting too, or train in acting, it's like encouraged, because sometimes, and I was saying my career has now evolved into this thing where it's like half and half. Like half of the time I'll stunt double where I'm doubling someone else, and the other half of the time it's like cool because I kind of get to act too. And they show my face and I'm my own character. Sometimes I want, but I really love getting to do both of them. And so getting to do stunts where I am my own person as well is very fulfilling, and that does take acting.
I bet.
But I've had some really fun scenes where it definitely requires acting. And I still believe, even if I'm stunt doubling someone, that is still so full of acting, because I have to mimic what the actress is doing. I have to mimic the way she moves, the way she walks or runs, the way that her mannerisms, the way she moves her head. I have to be conscious of like stepping into frame, like what hand did she use? Like how did she hold her fingers? Like which direction is facing? Like, and that's hard. I'm still not great at it. It's like, I feel like it's going to be a lifetime quest,
That's the art of doubling.
Yeah. So it's hard, but.
No, that's cool though. So they have like kind of featured, was it like stunt actor kind of thing where they know that you can do the physical, but you can also be a character?
Yeah. And now sometimes stunt people get lines too, if it's like right for the character, sometimes the director will like throw you a few lines, or sometimes you'll go in like having lines. So it depends.
How long has that been going? Is it only like the last couple of years?
I don't know. That's I feel like I've only seen a noticeable shift over the past few years.
Yeah.
But other people might have had a different experience. I'm not sure. Realistically, that's because it's where I am in my career. Like been opening up more to me because of the time and energy I put in, or if it's always been like that, or if it's something new. But it seems like it's something new.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's a step in the right direction. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that you get to do more of what, combining what you love, which is like the most fun thing ever.
Yeah. And what I've realized too is like one can only like work out so much before your muscles need recovery. And like if I'm like on set doing movement and stunts, and I'm doing martial arts classes and training and like doing fight choreography with friends and working on that stuff and trying to keep up with my skills and improve upon that, my body's gonna need to rest. There are people who go out and party and like granted, I like hanging out with my friends and doing fun stuff, but I'm not a big bar person. I would way rather like work on writing screenplays and producing projects. So my downtime, like, what do you like to do in your downtime? Like, my downtime is creating stuff. And like right now I'm doing a rom-com that I just had my first rehearsal with the director for, because I like doing new things and mixing it up. So I'm excited to be able to do like this rom-com script. It's like the first thing I've actually co-written and my first rom-com, because
That's awesome.
sensual. I always have, I'm always like killer, and
yeah.
myself get pigeonholed as like killer. And so I'm like, I just want to show people I can be sensual,
Yeah.
So I had my first rehearsal for that like 2 days ago, and it went so well, and it was so much fun. So I'm so excited to be able to fill my free time look like that, because it's very exciting to me to be able to expand and still be creative.
Well, that's what takes you to the next level, I think, especially with wanting to get into more of the acting and stunt side. Like, you never know in a movie when a fight's going to break out. So, like, having the ability to do a whole bunch of different styles of acting is, and also, like, eventually, it sounds like you can, save your body a little bit and do just fun performance stuff.
Yeah.
Which again, that makes your career longer, because there's only so long that the body holds up.
Exactly. And who knows? I mean, that being said, there's like an 80-year-old, one of the guy, actually Walter Scott, who did, I think he was a stunt coordinator for the Back to the Future movies. I'm pretty sure he was at least involved in them. But anyway, he and his brother Ben Scott are amazing human beings. But Walter is 80 years old, and he's healthier than so many people in their 20s. He still goes to these, like, he's like an old school cowboy, and he goes to these calf roping competitions, and he'll still win against the young 20s guys. He wins the money.
Boss.
He's 80, and he just goes out there, nonchalantly pops on his horse, and he fucking crushes it. He's amazing. He was like, practicing every morning, going out there, getting on this like giant ass horse, like nothing, going, and it's amazing. And he
legend.
Like gnarly injuries. He had his whole hips ripped apart before, like literally split in half, like ripped apart, back fucked up. He's just like, I just healed myself. A conscious decision to like fix it. Like,
yeah,
this is no bullshit. Just you fix it. Something gets fucked up, you fix it, and then you're fine. You just, if you love it, you love it, and you just do it.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for that.
That is the ultimate like stunt perspective, and I think more people need that in their lives. Like, stop making excuses and just do what needs to be done.
Hell yeah.
If you love it, do it. Well, and creating and just being creative and continuing to do the things, and like that's probably why he's been able to stay at it so long. It's because he loves it, and when you're so happy with what you're doing, you can do it, forever, and that's so cool. That's goals for sure.
I love my body, and I treat myself very well, and I don't there's some different kinds of people. There are people that really throw themselves around and are cool with like taking extreme risks, but even though I do stunts, like that's not me. Like I don't like take extreme risks. I practice something a million times and make sure I'm like being really safe for myself, because it feels good to feel good. I've been saying that a lot lately. It feels good to feel good, and I like being healthy, and I like feeling good. So that's another reason why I like to take things slow and take that little by little mentality that I actually learned from jiu-jitsu when I was doing street sports jiu-jitsu in Santa Monica. Yeah, I like being healthy, and that contributes a lot to like my peace, right? So I don't know. I already have thought about the future, and I acknowledge that like, hell, I don't know if I'm gonna die tomorrow, but like if I don't and I make it to be like really old, I want to feel fantastic. And so I'm doing everything now is kind of like preventative therapy for when I get older. And also that includes skills. I want to dabble. I want to keep that open for when I'm old, because I'm not going to be able to be a performer forever. Do I know if I'm going to do stunt coordinating, fight coordinating, and like a bunch of fight choreography, or if I'm going to be producing and like writing screenplays? Like, I don't know. I don't know what my life, maybe I'll do all of them. Maybe I'll be, because I love acting. Maybe I don't know what I'll do when I'm old, but I'm definitely like practicing those things in my free time.
Yeah.
And then I plan to see where the universe takes me with it. You know, I'm going to like see what hits and what I'm best at.
That's like so much the blueprint for success that I can't even, like just staying open, staying creative, and staying active in making stuff. That's you build a career that lasts a long time and even can go different places. Like you're having fun and you're going after what you want, and that's the blueprint right there.
Find your best friend and partner to have a family with, so I can have a super dope adventurous family.
It'll come.
Like, you know, ride dirt bikes and like climb trees and
I want like
here. She's single. This is your dating profile now.
How?
That's great. I think we kind of covered it a little bit, but if there's anything else for advice that you would give to up and coming stunt women who want to break into the industry, what are some things that you would impart?
oh my God, men will take advantage of you. Don't let them. Don't let them. Literally just yeah, I think that I was very naive going into it. And I kind of moved out here without having anyone to look out for me. And I got screwed over a lot. I think that held me back a lot. It was way too easy to trust people. That being said, you should trust people, but like don't give people like I did. I just was like, oh, they say they're gonna take care of me. Like, okay, like
Yeah.
definitely do your research, like ask around. Take calculated risks and really work on being like strong and independent, like building yourself up and building your own presence before like trying to jump into like, I don't know. I guess it's different for everybody, but yeah, I guess just make sure that you're being safe and healthy and don't let anyone take advantage of you. There are some super skeezy people, and it's always better to like meet up with someone, especially people that you don't know, like in a public place, like a gym, professional environment. Just be smart about it, and yeah, really just keep your nose to the grindstone. Don't get lazy with stuff. Like send out submissions and make friends. People, it's funny because a lot of people that are a lot more social than me work a lot more than I do, and I wish I worked a lot more than them. But like, I'm not as social. I'm not like a big party girl. I don't love staying up super late. That being said, last night I went to a late night tea house, which I really liked, and I was so excited that they opened last year because I've always wanted. I don't like bars, but there's this really cool bar in Shiloh, and they were doing like an ambient music night. So there was like this live violinist and cellist playing.
Sounds very just super chill, relaxed. Yeah, that's an interesting point, though. I mean, it's so much that the industry is friends hire friends. So if you're not wanting to be quite as social and out all the time and stuff, you may work less. That's an interesting point.
I mean, like I could fake it, but like I'm just not that person.
No, yeah, no, be you. That's totally.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I did the similar thing with business networking groups where you show up once a week and just the same people over and over, and I got a little bit of business out of it, but then I was like, you guys have like people are like, I've been coming here for 20 years. I'm like, Jesus, man, has it worked for you? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, that sounds awful. Like I'll bounce around to I don't do it anymore because having online stuff is way better for me, but like you got to know what your strengths are and what you like doing, and no, totally, that makes complete sense. Is if you're happy with where you're at and being more social is not something that you want to do, then don't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to like crush more gym sessions, whatever. I was just doing a really big push to finish some of my screenplays and rehearsals and do a lot of pre-production work and memorization for some scenes over the past like week or two, and I'm really excited to ramp my workouts back up again.
Oh yeah. Well, and I bet you get you get some good networking done in the gym, I'm sure too.
Yeah, that's my favorite place to network.
Yeah.
Is.
There you go. That's a good tip. Network at the gym. Go be around the people that are practicing, and guess where you'll find yourself, maybe on set.
Yeah.
Well, let me roll out the red carpet for you a little bit. Tell the people what you got going on in your life.
Thanks, Noah. Well, I have the show. I don't even know what show it is, but I'm working on a show next week for someone I haven't worked for before, which I'm very excited about. And then I have a handful of projects that haven't come out yet that will be rolling out soon on my IMDb. If you just go to IMDB, which stands for International Movie Database, imdb.com/Talyn, Talyn. And then also with my production company, Villainy Street, I just yesterday updated a list of upcoming projects. Some of them are just freebie passion projects I'm doing with friends because we love it and we like to create and see it as like training and practice in our downtime. So I have, upcoming projects I'm doing all listed there. And then some we'll be doing fundraising for to have a budget to make a more high quality production. And I'm very excited for all of that to happen.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Dad, that makes that kind of cracked me up. You were originally like, I have a thing coming up. I don't know what it is, but go check it out. I was like, wow, real detailed on that. Great. But no, the first thing you said, you're like, I have a project coming up next week. I'm not sure what it is or who it's for, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, so effective.
Afterward, like.
No, but then the IMDb came through. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
The ones that they've already filmed are on IMDb, and I don't know. To be fair, I don't know when they're coming out.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Any of them that are safe for NDA yet?
no, until their actual release date, I can't talk about the ones that are in post. But like the most recent one that came out a few weeks ago is Bailey Madison, Play Dead, really great actor Anthony Sherple on that too, and Jerry O'Connell. Oh my God. Anyway, really great humans and actors and actresses, and
what's that one called?
Play Dead.
Play Dead. So you gotta check out Play Dead. You gotta check out the season 3 of Barry.
Yeah, season 3, and go check out definitely subscribe to Villainy Street. We just started doing little test bites and test shoots or whatever for our bigger productions, but literally that just started this year. We already have a handful of fun little projects out, so check out the YouTube for Villainy Street.
Go subscribe. Throw them some love.
Yeah, subscribe. I haven't even pitched it yet. This is kind of the first time.
There you go.
But yeah, check it out. Get in while it's early, and watch all the magic that is going to happen with that, because we're going to do some really cool stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Awesome. You're always doing cool stuff. That was what. So back in the day, Talyn would come in for hand surgery.
Yeah, I have a malformation in one of my hands. It's actually, so I'm going to pitch this really fast because people don't even know about this condition. It's so rare. It's not genetic. It's not something that you receive from a family member. It's just an anomaly. So just a random occurrence that happens in very few people, but it's called there are VMs and AVMs, venous malformations and arteriovenous malformations. I always call it my paw because this hand is just a lot bigger than the other side because I have an extra set of veins. And apparently,
wow.
I know it's I love it. I mean, obviously I can't do anything about it, but it's just my little, it's
no, it's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was. It's an extra set of veins. That's wild.
Yeah. And apparently when you're born, it's just, it just wasn't reabsorbed back into my system. Apparently a lot of people are born with extra veins, and then as you grow, it reabsorbs. Mine didn't. So anyway, now I just have this extra cluster here that's intertwined with my functional set, and it's gets clogged and clotted and trying to, but it can't really be used because there are too many, and it's just whatever. So I would go to Swedish Medical Center, and get embolization, which is where they injected ethanol. They put me under general anesthesia and they would inject ethanol into my malformation to try to cut it off from growing and like to pinpoint where it would stop being the extra set and shrink it and kill it. So at the point where it intersects with the functional set, if that makes sense. And Dr. Wayne Yates was one of the leading specialists in this condition. Usually they're found in the brain and they can be deadly, so it's even more of an anomaly to have it in an extremity. But
yeah, you come in for surgery and then we would film a fight scene.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm so long-winded.
No, it's all good. No, I didn't actually know. I knew that you were like having hand treatments, but I didn't know specifically what it was. But no, that always cracked me up because, well, not the hand thing, but when I was in film school, which I don't recommend. I was in production 1 and we were like doing this. It was, oh my God, it's cracked me up so much. We were doing like a, show that, a wide angle, a close up, a mid shot. And then I just gave him a fight scene with blood effects with us.
Yes. I was so happy that you gave me something to look forward to because it was miserable spending like all my school in the hospital. Yeah. Like every time I had a spring break, I had one spring break I got to enjoy my whole life. All the other spring breaks and like, and that was only because I decided I was like, fuck it. I want one spring break to myself. But I had to like always be in the hospital for like all my spring breaks and like Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. And like my poor parents too, but they were just trying to get it to stop growing. And so I would just go in for all of these like surgeries. And it was so nice having something to look forward to where I could meet up with you, my friend, and like make cool fight scenes and do love and have a little escape. And it was so funny because I think some of the times too were like after my surgery versus before.
Yeah, it's literally, I think literally like you'd have the surgery and then you'd come over and we'd film fights.
Yeah.
Fresh off of surgery.
Oh I feel like all on steroids and like all the surgery medication. I'm like, let's go.
So if you want to see our craziness and us looking a hell of a lot younger, go check out Destroyer of Life on the Snowman Films YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. If not, it's on Vimeo.
Destroyer of Life and Destroyer of Life Part 2.
Part 2. And then we did To Be Continued, and then we never continued it.
We can still continue it.
We did. I'll say we did shoot the hot tub fight that we know. Did we ever put? I don't know if I ever put that out.
No, I don't.
It's got to be somewhere. I should go dig that up on a hard drive because that was when me and Shorty first got together. So she was actually filming. My wife was filming our hot tub fight scene where you. No, I think I straight shoulder tackled you into a pool.
Yep. That was so much fun.
That was a blast.
I would love to see that footage. I would love to try to put together some shitty little.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna see if I can dig it up and put it out for this episode. That'd be really funny. Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's always, oh man, you're a solid friend through the years, and always enjoy chatting with you and seeing you.
Thank you, Noah. I really appreciate you having me on your podcast. I'm so proud of you. You're crushing it with all of your creative endeavors and like also major inspiration for me. A really great family man, being a great dad, great husband. Like, thank you for all the respect and like professionalism and so fun, but like always be, just great guy all around.
Aww. So, making me blush.
Super duper.
All right. Well, have an awesome rest of your day, and thank you so much for coming on. And go kill it on the projects you're working on.
Hell yeah! Thank you.
All right. I'll see everybody next time.